everyone, I hope you're all keeping well. Today we are here in my kitchen because we are gonna be making a wonderful pavlova. Summer is almost over and I just thought it was a good moment to make one of my favorite desserts for this time of year. Back in the day when I was a pastry chef, I used to make a lot of pavlovas, but today I wanted to try something a little bit different. What I'm doing is to make a swan out of meringue and then make the pavlova and attempt to encase the pavlova inside the body of the swan. I've been having this idea for a long time and I just thought that today was a good day to try it. So fingers crossed it comes along well. So let's begin. So the first thing that I had to do was to make a drawing of a swan to have a pattern that I can follow with a meringue. So let me show you. So this is the little drawing that I made, just a quick sketch. So once the sketch was done, what I did next was to trace it and then divide the drawing or the sketch into several pieces so that I can have different patterns to make each individually with the meringue. Then what I did next was to have some parchment paper and put it onto a tray and start tracing each piece one by one. Then what I did next was to trace again that drawing because I want to have the same exact image but mirrored this time because I'm gonna put them together when it's time to assemble them. So it's all about tracing at this point and then traced again in a mirror fashion. So drawing one of the little wings here, then trace it again to get a mirror image. And so we do that with every single piece. So when I finish doing that, and I have all the 10 pieces complete, 5 looking to the left and the other 5 looking to the right. And so to make the meringue, the first thing you need to do is to crack 4 eggs. So we need to separate the eggs one by one. Now it is time to whisk them up and to put some air into them and get them very, very fluffy. Now your whisk needs to be on high and little by little you start adding the sugar. Once you added all the sugar, then you would add a teaspoon of cream of tartar. If you don't have any, you can add a teaspoon of lemon juice and that would do the same thing. And then you continue to mix for about 5 minutes in a very, very high speed so that your meringue gets really, really fluffy and really firm and will be ready to start piping it and making the swan. So now it's time to put the meringue inside of the piping bag. Just make sure that we cut the tip of the bag. We start piping a little bit, following as much as we can the drawing and the figure of the head and the neck. And so we carry on doing the same thing to each of the pieces. And this is a process that needs to be done fairly quickly because you don't want to warm up the meringue inside the bag while you're piping it. So I think if the quicker that you go piping, the better, so that you don't defluff the marshmallow. So now all the pieces are ready. They're all piped out and ready to go inside the oven. So let's do that. Let's put them in the oven at 90 degrees for 90 minutes. So see you in a bit. Now they're here out of the oven. I've let them cool down as well. I have a little spatula here with me. I have to be very careful so that I don't break them. Oh, here's one piece. Here's the little head. It's quite nice. Oh, now the other one. So here's the other one. I think they came along really nicely. So the idea is to put them together like that. Oh my gosh, like that. Inside the pavlova, where we are gonna be making in a second. So now it's time to make the pavlova. So you need 4 eggs. What I do is to put them all inside the bowl. 3 and 4. So now with perfectly clean hands, we take one by one the yolk out. For me, this is the method that I like the most. Now we just put them in our mixer, just like we did with the meringues for the swan, and then start whisking. Give it a little minute. So now I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, and I'm gonna start adding a little bit of the sugar, just a little bit. Like that. So I'm gonna add the rest of the sugar, and also I'm gonna add a teaspoon of cream of tartar. Again, if you don't have it, teaspoon of lemon juice would be just as good. And then 1 teaspoon of cornstarch in. And we carry on whisking for about 5 more minutes on a very high speed. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that beautiful texture. And now, I hope you can see it. How beautiful is that? Look. Now we are ready. I have my tray here. I just put some parchment paper on. And so we can start. Just putting our pavlova in. Like that. So what I'm trying to make is sort of an oval shape. So what I'm trying to make is a cavity in the middle or in the center. So, oh, this is how it looks like. So I have the two sides of the swan. So what I want to do is to use a little bit of the meringue and just a little bit. To use it as a kind of glue. And it sticks together like that. And then hopefully it will stay. So it's holding nicely, thankfully. So I'm gonna stick the next components. This goes here and this goes here, like that. And then I'm gonna try these ones here. Hopefully they will attach. Please don't fall. This one here, like that. So getting along well. I would add these ones, this here, like that. This one here, like that. Okay. Okay, this is how it looks now. Finally, we're gonna put the bigger wings here. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. And the other one. Push a little bit here. And I think it's holding pretty well. It smells amazing, so I think I'm gonna put it in the oven now. The meringue of the pavlova is so useful to hold all the pieces together. So now it's time to put it in the oven. So it's now in the oven. I hope it holds up well, and see you in a bit. So as the swan is in the oven, the pavlova, I'm gonna start making the cream now. You need mascarpone cheese, and this is not the traditional recipe. I just love to add some mascarpone because I think it's really nice, it tastes really nice. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this. It's really, really soft. Then I have some cream as well. That goes together there. This takes a little while. Now that it's fairly incorporated, I'm gonna add some vanilla. Just a tiny bit. And 2, 3, 4 teaspoons of sugar, and we carry on mixing. It's getting there. And that's done. It's perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna just pop it in the fridge to keep it nice and cool. And for the next step, I'm gonna be making a pomegranate juice and wild cranberry with some beetroot jelly that is gonna taste amazing with all the combined fruit here on top of the pavlova. So once the jelly is set, I'm gonna cut it in a little cubes and just mix it with the fruit and scatter everything on top of the pavlova. It's really, really delicious. If you don't like jelly, you can just skip this step and keep it more simple. So I have pomegranate juice. This is pure pomegranate juice. There's no added sugars or anything like that. Next, some wild cranberry juice. Again, this is the pure juice, no added sugars, no additives, no anything. And then I'm gonna add pure organic beetroot powder. This is gonna give it such an earthy flavor, and with the tangy of the pomegranate and the cranberry, it's gonna taste amazing. I truly recommend that you try it. Then we mix it. It has a lovely color as well. Now the powder is dissolved and mixed very well. Now it's time to add the gelatin. We're just gonna add it. Then just mix a bit. Okay, so now I'm gonna put it in a stamp. I have this plate here. So I'm gonna put some parchment paper as well, because it's gonna be much more easy to take the gelatin out and then to cut it in little squares. It's gonna be much easier if you use one of these. So what you do first is to squash the paper like so. Squeeze, 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 squeeze as much as you can. And then when you open it up, it will be much more easier to get it inside of your mold. So you end up with something like this. Okay, and then you just pour your jelly inside. That. And I'm gonna put it in the fridge. So I have here one that I made yesterday so that I can speed up the process, but it's exactly the same thing. So look how easy it is to take it out of the mold. And off it goes. So now with a knife, we start cutting about 1 centimeter size, but you could make triangles as well or rectangles. It's a beautiful color. They look like little rubies. So the swan was baking for about 1 hour, and then I turned off the oven and leave it there for another hour or something until the oven was cold. You can see all the textures in the wings. The swan is here. This is how it's looking out of the oven. I think it's really, really cute. There's a cavity. I can confidently see all the cream and the fruit going in with no problem. I must say, I'm very, very chuffed that the pieces are very sturdy, like they don't move at all. they're super fixed on all together, the whole piece. They're very delicate though. You don't want to like push them or move them too hard. But everything when I touch it, it feels dry. It is dry and very sturdy. Now the only thing that worries me a little bit is how I'm gonna take it off the paper. That makes me a little bit nervous. So I'm thinking of using a spatula. I think I have one large spatula somewhere. And so I'm gonna stick it here slowly but surely, and going in more and more and more and more until it comes through the other side, and confidently I can liberate the whole piece from the paper. So fingers crossed I can do that. But so far I'm happy. I'm very happy to how it's looking. So I was gonna try with this spatula, but then I remembered I have a pizza thing here and I think this is gonna be great for me to pick it up in one piece. I didn't want to take any chances because it's really fragile, and so I'm gonna see if I can use this and pick it up much more easily. So let's try from the back. Oh my gosh. I think we're there. I'll try to push it a little bit back. Oh my god, it's off the paper. Oops. Now I'm gonna put this aside and okay, I have this plate. Let me see if it fits. I think it will fit. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna put the plate here. And then see if I can push the swan. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh. That was the trickiest part. That was super tricky. I think it's good. And so I think now we're ready to put the cream and everything on top. So let's start. It's ready to be filled with this mascarpone cream. So we're gonna put it inside here, all this bit here. Putting some inside. Ooh. That looks really nice. It's never too much cream. Never such thing. So I'm gonna start adding the fruit all over. You can put some here as well. Here. Delicious raspberries. These are my favorite, along with the strawberries. The color, the flavor, they look beautiful. So pretty. That's enough. I'm gonna put blueberries now. Just throw them like that. And actually, if they fell a little bit on the side, like this, it looks even better. Let's put some strawberries in as well. Some of them are so small, like this one, so pretty, that I just cut the stem off and I just put it like that. Some edible flowers. I think they're super sweet and they're from the local farm. They're totally edible and they smell wonderful as well, and I think they look pretty as well. Maybe here. Mint leaves that we just sprinkle. A little pop of green, always useful, always beautiful. And now I'm gonna put the jelly. It smells fantastic. This is gonna taste amazing with the fruit, but also, again, a lovely layer of color. Beautiful. Let's put some on the side. The swan is holding up still. I'm super surprised about that. It's ready to be enjoyed. So let's try it. Here. And that would be my portion. It's lovely. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you back soon. Take care. Bye bye for now.